Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Daily Oracle Poll. I almost did not make it. I'm actually live tonight. So I hope you've had a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. And we're going to be getting some cards from the Celtic Spirit Oracle. We're going to get some cards from The Universe Has Your Back, Messages of Cosmic, Angel Numbers, and the Forest Fae. Hey, Lucky Stone. It's so good to see you, man. I just didn't have it in me today to go live. I barely made it for this oracle reading. It makes me really happy to see you. Welcome in. So what is it that we need to know for our best and highest good? Ooh! As soon as I'm done with this, I'll be uploading I just finished recording the daily read. So it might not quite load by the time midnight strikes, but it'll be up for you to read. So yeah, I just prayed over all these cards and I shuffled them up real good. So what is the message of the day? Ooh, for our best and highest good, please and thank you for the collective. What do we need to know to help us on our path? All right, there we go. Ooh, wow. 21 is rest. That's what I took. I don't know. I took a huge nap after work today. I mean, like it was basically like a 7-hour nap. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. So first message out, rest, stop, recharge, and self-care. Working with those cycles of life, those circles up there. Plus, they're rune-esque looking symbols up here. Oh my gosh, that's a little fairy in there. Resting in the flower. So a feminine nature coming over this card. Also a heart energy that's come over this card. Like really zoning into what your heart is leading you to do. Sometimes that means sleep. Sometimes it means getting your nails done. Sometimes it means running a mile, taking a shower. What is it that you are being called to do to take care of yourself? What routines are we creating, making space in our life so that we can flourish and thrive and feel in this space of joy and happiness? The rest is important. That beat, that pause, that zero energy. You know, especially like when you think about music, if you didn't have any of the rests or the beats, there would be no contrast or any way to have appreciation for what's going on in the rest of the beats. There would be no, pointed sounds or anything that was really highlighted. It would just be a jumble. There has to be those pauses and those beats. And in this slumber, this care that we're taking time out for ourselves, it prepares us to make the moves ahead and also just be in the now moment. We're not always going to feel like we're thriving or we're feeling our best, but no matter what we're feeling or what emotions are going through us or what chemicals are firing in our body at that time, we are just so wholly and beautifully held by spirit, by God. It's overwhelming. And sometimes bringing that into perspective can help us take the time that we need to actually take care of ourselves, whatever that means for you. Rose, I love you. Welcome in. So this rest for 21, the 3, spirit, it's linking into that spirit energy. It's a growing sense of adding additions into your life that give you that time and space to take care of yourself. And then when you're at your best, it gives others permission to be at their best. We're coming into this 29 heart space, heart center, unlocking our hearts. And it really does start with that self-care, connection, love, receiving. 29 for 11 energy, that free flowing of energy back and forth. That green, I'm so thankful that pulled out today for the St. Patrick's Day energy. This heart space that we have, it is a collective energy. You know, they're not called synapses, but it's like a different form of that word synapse. There are actually that sort of firing and thinking that goes on in our brain, and it's different from what happens in our brain. So our heart actually thinks. It really does. It doesn't have as many synapses as we do in our brain, but our heart genuinely thinks for itself. And it has a lot to do with holding that body trauma inside. Like when you go through situations that are traumatic, jarring, any kinds of abuse, whether you're the one that's receiving it or giving it, your heart is remembering these things. And it's also a part of creating that energetic signature in our own auric field, our own biochemistry. And when that happens, when it's firing in our hearts like it would in our head, it's creating different memory patterns, and it's creating also different blockages and baggage in our actual physical body. And these things, they take time to work through. It's not, you can't just think things out all the time. You have to actually feel things out. And this card is calling you to really take time to feel what your body's telling you, what kind of care you need. And a lot of times too, with that whole thinking energy, we just want to rush through. We want to rush through and just, if we think we're smart enough, because we're all, so many of us are just like so intellectually talented. It blows my mind. We can't really just think our way out of things. A lot of times it really just, it takes that time and that care. It's that we make time for what is important. So on another energetic wave that I'm getting off of this card is that there is a much grander sense of love that's coming your way. And this unlocking that takes place, it's by you becoming the person that you would want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Becoming that person that represents what it is that you look up to, what it is you'd like to see for your own life. This can be a growing connection in a relationship that you already have. It can also solely be talking about self-love for you, but I'm also getting impressions, because it's a collective reading. I'm getting impressions of people really meeting others that are resonating on that same level, that we are working on ourselves. And it's a beautiful energy. This 11 too, right? It's divinely led, and your purpose here is divinely led. And that doesn't mean anything about, not being challenged, right? That's certainly not what that means. Just because we are so embraced by spirit, and there are lots of challenges within that, learning how to be in vibration with the universe, right? So we are unlocking that skill, and not only unlocking it, but spirit is here helping us with that, and helping us unlock and unpack the different heartaches and things that we've gone through in the past. And the biggest advice for that is by the surrender. 12 for 3. And since it's coming from that 12 energy, it is more of a grand sense of the whole plan. Like the 12 planets, well, that's not what I meant to say. The 12 constellations that are circling up in the heavens. It's like a game, right? This matrix. And then in the heavenly realms, the sleeping realms, it's like more real than what we claim to be real here. Those realms, right? That's that butterfly quote, that guy who dreamed of being a butterfly, and then when he woke up, he didn't know if he was a man dreaming he was a butterfly, or a butterfly that was dreaming he was a man. Thank goodness we're here, though. This is the Earth School, and that's surrendering. Sometimes it does take some hard knocks before we loosen that grip. And, you don't have to. You can just keep, white knuckling it. And, maybe it just takes time until we realize that's not really serving us. It's not serving anyone around us. And This surrender, it does feel like this fairy here is just like letting it drop away, almost like the shackles that bind us, finding the confidence and the personal power to do that, led through heart. Also, this sacred energy here. We've got that Knights Templar cross in the background there. The Celtic cross, moon energy, nodding energy, showing how everything is all interconnected. Let go, freedom, and flow. Beautiful. I really feel like I personally needed that advice today. I've kind of been beating myself up about not getting after things sooner and just letting myself sleep all the day long after I got off work. But we all got to do it like we feel it. Man, yeah, those inner voices. What are we telling ourselves? What are the ones that we're bringing to the forefront? And are we holding space for our thoughts, or are we just getting angry at ourselves for being the way that we are? Just some questions for me too. All right. What angel number could help us work through this daily energy? Please and thank you. Whew. Wow, 4s. They've been recurring for me lately. 4s and 2s and 11s. I even had 1666 this week, which is really cool, that heart space. Blessings in disguise? 4444. Obstacles, hardships, strength. Hey, that's spelled incorrectly. Anyways, building character and experience. There might be some difficulties ahead, but you will push through. You got this. If you have been struggling or feeling lost, the winds of change will blow in your favor if you've been suffering or feeling lost. Some things may fall apart, but you're building the framework for something much better. Hang in there. Yes, that 4 energy, it is the building of the framework. In this physical realm where we are, in this school of earth. Blessings in disguise. That's also that letting go, that surrender. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. What message from the universe has your back to use today? Please and thank you for our best and highest good. Boom, we got 2 out. What do we got? Oh, we got 3 out. We'll read them all. Energy flows where my intention goes. Boom, being really conscious of our thoughts. This is that personal power energy. Also mixing in with like the greens of heart and the pinks of heart. Little triangles, like a geometric building. Almost spiderweb too energy, like the stories we tell. Energy flows where my intention goes. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Well, isn't that the case? I love it. Ooh, look into that moon energy. Flowing with spirit. Flowing with the thoughts that come and go. Yeah, very, very intuitive energy from this card. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. It's like a puzzle sometimes, right? And then in hindsight, you're like, oh, was it a puzzle? I'm not so sure. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Me too. Beautiful. Now we have that sun energy coming through. You know, it could be a moon though as well. Certainly sphere energy, working with cycles. Mark, welcome in. Good to see you, man. Happy St. Patty's Day. The balance of the masculine and the feminine. Everything in its perfect place and its perfect timing. Things aren't so starkly black and white. But it can be in the sense that when we're praying for the good of all, that's really, you know, I don't know. I was going to say easy. That's what I felt like saying. That's really easy. Maybe it's not for everyone. It could be easy if we keep it in the forefront. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Maybe that's those lessons too. After going through so many different things, we realize that we do just surrender and we give it to God. And then we take care of ourselves, and we're led to the place that we're meant to be, and we're always exactly right in that place. And all of the ups and downs of what this now moment could be. All right, so let's get a Forest Fae message before we close out with the messages of Cosmic. What Forest Fae message for us today on the St. Patrick's Day? Boom. Hey, I love this little guy. The gnome of mushrooms and buttons. Seek stillness and joy. They are wise teachers. The gnome of mushrooms and buttons. Mushrooms are something else. They really can cleanse the world. There are certain mushrooms that can actually cleanse nuclear waste, toxic waste. They just grow, and it's like amazing. You wouldn't want to eat those mushrooms, but they are able to transform nature. We are transforming in this sort of way. We're seeking the stillness and joy because they are wise teachers. Yeah, leading us to that self-care, unlocking our hearts, learning what that means for each of us, going into the depths of it. So we've got this red cone energy going on top of his head. Their head, I don't really know, male or female, on this gnome. So the rooting into our physicality, mixing into that heart space. We also have the courage to speak into existence, into our life, that which we are seeking. The buttons, the mushrooms and the buttons. It's almost just like tidying things up, putting things where they go. Like that's the buttons makes like closing things in their perfect place, almost as X marks the spot, which is basically a cross. Also, these big ears. It's making me get the sense of really listening to our inner voice. What is it telling you? You'll hear it better in the stillness. I love those little cards. All right, last messages of the day. Messages of Cosmic. What do we need to know? For our best and highest good, please and thank you. One or two on this St. Patrick's Day for the collective energy out. Oh, that one flipped. Oh, so did that one. And that would be two. Okay. Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Oh, it almost looks like a mushroom right there, don't it? Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Exclaim it into the universe. What are you asking for? Seek and ye shall find. Sometimes it makes waves. That's okay. You behold the power, especially in co-creation and constant communication with spirit. What you have to say is really important. What you're feeling is really important. And even if you're not ready to say it out loud into the world, even though you are certainly being encouraged to do so, at least say it in your head, in your mind, in your heart, and maybe get it down on paper. Or maybe, what's the word? Confide in a friend, a family member, a pet, a tree. Okay, last message of the day. Do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. Beautiful. That way, I love you, Creatrix. I love you. Welcome, everybody. Do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. Everything is lining up as we do this. Yeah, when we focus on that stillness and that joy too, and those thoughts become louder, and those voices from God become louder. It really points out the things that no longer serve us, that we can drop them away, that we can just surrender into it. It's the grand plan, the grand design, human design, the matrix. All of your energy centers lighting up, your head glowing. Focus on the good in your life. It will bring you abundance. Yeah, what is that card? Where are you at? Energy flows where my intention goes. Boom, boom, boom. All right, y'alls. I hope that you've had a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for spending this time with me. I love you guys. I'm thankful we did this. Plus, I'm thankful that this time that I went live, sometimes when I go live, like live, I feel inundated with other impressions, and I start to get nervous, and I lose my train of thought, which is a lot of the times why I prefer to record this before I then send it out live. But tonight didn't feel that way. Thank you, Lucky. I love you guys. So I thank you to my friends and my family. I thank you to YouTube and StreamYard. And above all, thank you so much, God. Thank you so much to all of the spirit guides and guardian angels that are helping me and you every breath of our life. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. New week. We got this. Thank you.